excuse me. Once you see the face a little puffy, that tells you that that boy been working hard. So I have to excuse myself. Feel me? That means there's a lot of hate going on. You know what I mean? Today's Super Bowl. Cali, by the way. I'm still in Cali. I know California is big, but I don't want to give you the Pacific location. More than likely, you're probably going to see it on the location. Yeah, I was going to buy some food, but these people was taking too long. Plus, only had like 15 minutes left. I know I wasn't going to enjoy, I wasn't going to be able to enjoy my food. You feel me? It was too busy. It was too much going on, man. They was going to rush this shit, and I didn't want to rush them. Especially when you need somebody to make your shit right. You don't want to rush them. Anyway. I got 8 minutes to job. I decided, let me see what time. I come back at 1:30. And if I walk there, yeah, I'm gonna just. I just bought something to drink. I'm on a budget anyway. You feel me? I ought to watch how I'm spending my money. Lately, I just been paying bills, man. We ain't been buying food. We just been paying bills. I got a plan. I can't reveal it until it's done. Yeah, it was too much going on. I was actually gonna get me something to eat. That's a nice place actually to fuck with. I can't even lie. I will consider there more often. I just gotta come when I have a lot of time. I can't do it. I'm definitely not gonna do it on my break time. What is it called? Too bad. The label's not even on them. Just a Pepsi. It's one of the few diners I found in. That's more like a diner, because this is what I'm used to, going to diners, sitting down and eating by myself. I order whatever I order on the menu and you just sit down and eat. I used to go to one in the Bronx called Capitals. Feel me? And this resembled it a lot. When I walked in, I'm like, oh shit, this actually, from the outside looking in, looked like a fast food restaurant, which it is, but it had the diner feel to it. Diner are very important because it's more like family orientated. You feel me? But you know, California is different, man. There's a lot of beautiful things about California. There's a lot of not so beautiful things about California. You feel me? So, it's just different. But overall, just like any other place, you know, you have beauty and non-beauty. Overall, California is beautiful. There's a lot to it. Yeah, it's a beautiful place and it has a lot of potential. Anyway, I ain't come here to talk about Cali. Today's subject we're gonna talk about. I was listening to Genesis. You know, people read Genesis, they read the Bible online, and I was listening to the Genesis and how God was communicating with Adam and Eve. This is after they left the Garden of Eden, and God did not want to put them on the south side of the riverbank so that they wouldn't. He just wanted them to repent their sins. He wanted to teach them a lesson. So this said he put them on the north side of the Garden of Eden. You feel me? But when you go through all the details and everything else like that, people assume the Garden of Eden is on earth. The Garden of Eden is not on earth. From what I was listening to, I listened to it twice from two different readings. You feel me? Two different people reading it, and I listened to it twice because sometimes it's good to hear from different voices and see what voice register with you. You feel me? It could be a woman's voice that register with you more, or it could be a black man's voice that register with you more, or it could be a white voice that register with you more. Shout out to Bob Potter though. Recently he passed away. It was unfortunate. A legend. We lost a legend. An icon. I was kind of shocked by that news. It's all good. But back to the Bible story. Feel me? So people assume the Garden of Eden is on earth. Well, I'm here to debunk that theory. The Garden of Eden is not on earth. It is a place. It is a place. There is a location to it. It has been described as a location to it, but it's not on earth. It is out of this world. It is it's in another galaxy, bro. It's not even, I don't even think it's in our galaxy. You feel me? It would take 5,000 years for us to get to that place. You feel me? This ain't no alien talk, it's real talk, you know what I mean? It takes one day to God. Whoa, 1,000 years is a day to God. You feel me? According to the scriptures. You feel me? Because the reason why we know this, because God told Adam that he would come get him in 5 days. And Adam was crying. Adam was crying throughout that whole fucking book. I thought Adam was special. He's a baby, you feel me? He's a baby. He's a grown baby, you feel me? You can never bone a man, you know what I mean? There's always going to be a transition that goes through. But anyway, but God told Adam that a day to you is 1,000 days to you is a day to me. So when I said I was coming back in 5 days, for you it's going to be 5,000 years. So it had me thinking, okay, now they're talking about timetable, right? So on earth, where God is a day to his 1,000, right? So that means that if we take a look at the timing and everything else like that, when you get out of the atmosphere a little bit, time's kind of slowed down a little. So the time in our orbit is different from the time that's on Earth itself. And if you go lower to the sea, that time is also different too. Scientists will tell you that. You can look at you can even go take a look at NASA and look at the time that they have for them. You feel me? That's why California time is different from New York time, where it just doesn't stop like that. It keep going. Even when you go towards the atmosphere, time really slows down. So 1,000 days is 1 day to God. So which meaning God is above us, all the way above us. When you take a look at the time and everything else. So when he said he was coming, and he said he was coming in 5 days, it helps you break down the time. Although time is not real, of course it's not real, but it was explained in days form. But we've already taken something that is that is order and organized, and that's translated into the time that we are in right now. This is why time is not real, because it's based on something that's already in existence. That's why I said time is not real. But I'm trying to get somewhere, because it always makes sense when I speak it in my mind, but putting it into words is very hard to do. Word up. So Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, right? They did not know that they was walking until they started. They did not know that they was walking until they realized that they was walking. So which meaning wherever they was coming from, they was floating towards Earth itself. You feel me? They was floating towards Earth itself. So now they realized, oh shit, we walking now. Like nobody really taught them how to walk. There wasn't crawling or anything else like that. But I guess in the Garden of Eden, they didn't even feel like they was walking. It seems like it's a different atmosphere. You know how astronauts be on the atmosphere and they jump and they start floating in the air type shit like that? Well, that's what Adam and Eve was kind of describing, that they did not know that they was walking until they touched ground itself. I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. So that's kind of very, very, very interesting. And they had to stay in the tomb when they came on Earth itself. A tomb is like a womb, you feel me? So they had to be rebirthed into the world that they was in right now, because you cannot exist in this world without being born into the world itself. So God allowed them to stay in the tomb. not a tomb, yeah, like a tomb. A tomb is a womb. It's amazing how they both. There's only a W and a T missing at the spelling of it. I gotta get up. Shit, nigga, getting old. You feel me? So Adam and Eve had to be rebirthed into this earth itself. In order for anybody to be, so this earth has its own frequency and its own foundation, its own understanding of how to live in this world itself. If you read the book, you don't even have to read it, nigga. They're reading it to you. All you gotta do is just listen. You feel me? So it was amazing that they put them both into the cave itself. They put them both into the cave, and I'm like, that cave is a resemblance, because Adam kept on crying. That nigga was getting me mad. He kept on crying, talking about, it's so dark in here. Why would you do that to? Because he's reminiscing about the Garden of Eden. He's having a facade. It's like, you know how you see something, if you see things in distance and you think it's there but it's not there. He was having, what do you call that thing? There, like when you're in the desert and you think you see waves of water but it's not there. Basically, that's the same thing he was having. He was having that vision in his head. The Garden of Eden was a vision in his head when he was on earth itself. So he thought the Garden of Eden was on earth, but it was never on earth. This is why when the devil came to him as an angel of light and tricked him, and he said, follow me, I'll show you where the Garden of Eden is. And then he took Adam and Eve to the top of the mountain, right? But when he took them to the top of the mountain, usually when God takes them to the top of the mountain, they see it in a vision and automatically they're there. So they was operating in that form. But when the devil took them to the mountain, he made them walk up the mountain in reality. That's what it says in the Bible. It was amazing. They were saying this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? How come I didn't read this shit in school? Who's reading this shit? They said he make them walk up the mountain in reality. Usually when God takes them to somewhere, he makes them get there through vision itself. So the Garden of Eden is a totally different reality than the reality we observing right now. This reality has its own frequency. It is the lowest form of frequency that you can ever be in, compared to the frequency that Adam and Eve was born was compared to the Garden of Eden. So I'm trying to illustrate two different frequency of living, something that you can actually fathom and see it for yourself. Like, oh, okay, hold on, let me see if yep. So this is something that you can actually visualize. In this world, you have to put in the work for it to manifest, right? In that world, you can see things visually and they will manifest. So when the devil tricked Adam thinking that he was the angel of light, he's like, damn, this nigga about to make us walk up. He made us walk up a mountain. And usually when I'm with God and God wanted to show me something, he showed me things through vision. And through the vision, I see it and I accomplish it. You see how that shit works? So it's like, that's just two different worlds itself. But we're going to continue this thing, man. This is my lunchtime. Hopefully get out of here early. Sunday is beautiful. Who don't want to be outside? Super Bowl Sundays. I'm not picking no team. I'm just a fan of the game itself. As you can see, the ambulance arrived. It's all mockery, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Come stop me. You already know what it is, man. Fuck boys. You know, I'm ready for the challenge. Bring it on.